cynic and more demented than an orphanage with a morgue up in it next door to an abortion clinic. Newborn infants tortured and tormented with their foreheads did it when they drop cause the floor.
There's people who will hear that and say, for one, what the f did he say? For two, why the f did he say it? Okay, YJ. Flow Decoded back in this thing, man. We got to do this. This has to be done. We're going to listen to a song called I Will from Eminem. This is the 19th track off of Eminem's 11th studio album entitled Music to Be Murdered By. Yeah, it was hard choosing a verse to do because on M, when it comes to M, it'll be one word and he will play off of that one word, and his whole flow for his 16 bars for a said verse will be dictated by one word, which makes it where his flow is very unorthodox at times, for lack of better words. I chose this specific one because he switched up a lot, and what he was doing, this is his 11th studio album, but this style is a style that he's been doing for a while, and he kind of blended the old style with the new style in this one. So that's specifically why I chose this song. This song in general, I don't like the production on this song, but this is not production decoded. This is flow decoded. So let's get right into it. And this song also had Crooked Eye, aka King Crooked, Royce the 5'9", and Joel Ortiz on it. So we're just gonna listen to his verse, in which I think he did a good 24 or 32 bar. I don't know how many he did. All I know is he did I don't think he did 16, and maybe that just may be perception because he packed so much into his 16. But if I'm not mistaken, he did more than 16 bars. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is YJ Flow Decoded, man. Hit that like button for hip hop, man. Let's go ahead and ride out.
Let the devil, he wants me to murder the speed, so I will. He told me there were doubters who question my skill. They wanna put my style to the test, am I still the best? They want the crown on my head. I said chill. If you want me to murder the speed, then I'll. This'll probably be the most silly shit that I've ever said. God bless the dead and let Biggie possess the pencil lead. They called me a sped and said that I had a messed up head, cause I said motherfuck school and instead went to special ed. Sipping Bacardi and lime, I start to recollect on the time when I started my mom and had her scared to death. Word to Method Man, she heard some Wu-Tang coming from towards the patio. She was like, what the heck was that? She went to check on the noise and go inspect the deck. Then I jumped out with a sword and yelled, protect your neck. Now bow to the Lord, hold up, no better yet, kneel, better yet, get down on our floor.
This is what M does, man. It's basically telling a story at this point, and a lot of people may not agree with him. Things he may have just said about his mother, but that's Eminem. He says shit like this. It's just like, yeah, deal with it.
And take it about always rejoice in the sound of my voice, but you don't have a choice. Just a third of my will overpower yours. Using about a fourth to create the amount of force.
And with M, going back, and I'm gonna start it just a little bit back, but with M, the type of flow he does when it comes to the words that he uses, a lot of times I will hear people say he says words that don't rhyme and forces them to rhyme. That's something when he came out, that was a big thing. People were looking at and trying to, decipher how he does that. And people have been doing that for eons. So I don't want to just give him credit just off the strength that he does it. I want to give him credit for doing that because it's almost like he has a knack for it, or whenever he does it better than a lot of people. And to that point, sometimes when people do that, it's almost actually a natural swag. Like if you hear someone from the South say certain words, it'll be more or less their accent, or you hear someone from the West as compared to someone from the West that does it, it'll sound, it won't be because of their accent, it'll be because of the choice of words. So there's different ways it can be done. I respect each and every way it can be done, because the fact that you can make a word sound like it rhyming and it really doesn't line up correctly, but you can still make it sound dope as fuck in the scheme of your flow, I feel like that's dope.
Word to Method Man, she heard some Wu-Tang coming from towards the patty. The head cause I said motherfuck school and instead went to special ed. Sipping Bacardi and lime, I start to recollect on the time when I started my mom and had her scared to death. Word to Method Man, she heard some Wu-Tang coming from towards the patio. She was like, what the heck was that? She went to check on the noise and go inspect the deck. Then I jumped out with a sword and yelled, protect your neck.
And it's almost an inner rhyme when you look at that whole past little scheme. Extra, like, he's rhyming not just at the end of the bar. These rhymes are coming fast. They're coming furious. There's little rhymes in between the main rhymes that coincide with the main rhyme. So it is a very intricate way of rapping. His style, Eminem, he's definitely not, you can't call him basic in any sense of the word, because I think he does spend time on these little nuances of inserting rhymes in places where they wouldn't traditionally be. So I think that goes, to his greatness when it comes down to it.
Now bow to the Lord, hold up, no better yet, kneel, better yet, get down on all fours and take a bow to always rejoice in the sound of my voice, but you don't have a.
And this is what I want y'all, we're on this part, because he used the word, what did he say?
Fours and take a bow to always
get down on all fours. What he said, now bow to the Lord, hold up, better yet, kneel, better yet, get down on all fours and take a vow to always. Always doesn't rhyme with fours. Listen to it again.
Now bow to the Lord, hold up, no better yet, kneel, better yet, get down on all fours and take a bow to always rejoice in the.
And take a bow to always. And then he goes back to
just a third of my will overpower yours. Use always rejoice in the sound of my voice, but you don't have a choice. Just a third of my will overpower yours. Using.
You hear the word yours. Rejoice does not rhyme with yours. But the way he said yours, rejoice, yours, you would say, oh, that's rejoice and yours. It actually does rhyme, especially what it boils down to. Let's have a little English language shit right quick. If I'm not mistaken, the term is consonants. The consonants, is it consonants? Anyway, when the syllables line up and they have a certain inflection, you can force that word. By doing that, there's genius in doing that, especially if you just do it fluently like he does. Like, it doesn't sound like he's forcing it when you listen to the whole thing. But yes, he made rejoice rhyme with yours, basically right here.
Rejoice in the sound of my voice. You don't have a choice. Just a third of my will overpower yours. Using about a fourth to create the amount of force it'll take to knock out a horse like a trank or a Tylenol. And I'm a house of horrors with 1,000 floors.
And he reaching. This is definitely a reach. In battle rap, you would call this a reach, like a trank full of Tylenol ore. Enter my house of horrors, and this person, whoever made this video, they said enter my house of horrors, but I think he was meaning HORROR, house of horrors, with 1,000 floors, got a crown of thorns, but it won't fit around the horn. Like, it's the wordplay for me, man. He's not a punchline rapper. He's been kind of doing more punchlines as of late, but he's a rapper's rapper. When you talk about wordplay in a sense of constructing words, like a word genius, like I can't really put it no other way. Just listening to it, and when you really break down the shit.
Got a crown of thorns, but it won't fit around the horns. But I'ma keep it a buck like a dollar store. I'm more than you bargained for, and I am far more.
As soon as I say he's not a punchline rapper, I'm gonna keep it a buck like a dollar store. He could have kept that line. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not a punchline that is dope. But in the scheme of things, it goes. It flows. This is Flow Decoded. Hit that like button for hip hop one time. I'm YJ, man. Let's keep this thing going. This next part, he finna spaz on Lord Jamar. I just wanted to point that out. For those who fuck with Lord Jamar, yeah, he's about to go in.
Then a 40-some bar Lord Jamar verse. Nothing means more than respect. So when I curse, you could say I swore to protect my image. I have zero time or regard for. I never was being claiming rap when it's not yours. If it was anyone's house, G-rapping rock Kim, it'd be having you mop floors. Run DMC, it'd be having you cleaning sinks. Yeah, your group was.
What is, I mean, God, why, my thing, why these rappers, man, and he's known for this. He's known for taking shots at a motherfucker who has no, I mean, if you could have a bar dissing Christopher Reeves after he's passed away, like there's a certain level of I don't give a fuck that's involved when you talk about Eminem and the shit he talks to people on these songs, and I don't respect that at all. I just wanted to point that out. The fact that he made a song and dissed Christopher Reeves in 2024 is ridiculous. Like, you got to get a hold on this shit now, Eminem. Hopefully the death of Slim Shady, that's it. You can rap. You don't have to do this shock factor shit, because that's one of the things, you know, when he came out, it was kind of like he was talking shit about Britney Spears and NSYNC and Backstreet. Like, man, they not rappers, man. They can't make your diss song to you. Why are you talking about them? Let me get off of that. But yeah, right here, Lord Jamar, he said Run DMC would have cleaning sinks, and who else did he say? Such and such would have you mopping the floors and taking the trash out, doing the dishes and shit. There's always a certain amount of humor when you fuck with Eminem. He's got a very great sense of humor, and it can be a dry sense of humor, especially when you see him on video. He'll have this like kind of like blank stare, and he'll just say some shit. So he's kind of got a quirky sense of humor, and I think that definitely does bleed into his rhyme. But back to Flow Decoded. I'm talking about some whole other shit, but this is the Flow Decoded, so I had to give y'all a little bit more.
The chain, but you were the weakest link. Rest of these youngins of mine, time to start throwing some shade. This time I'm shutting the blinds, cause when I'm looking at y'all, shit, it's the wondrous why I need a visor, cause y'all are just sons in my eyes. Born a cynic in more than minute than an orphanage with a morgue up in it, next door to an abortion clinic. Newborn infants tortured and tormented with their foreheads did it when they drop, cause the floor is cemented. Their corpses get ornamented. The corner where the store's been rented to store them in, and the torsos of 40 women reported missing, distorted, twisted. This isn't no storybook ending, this is only the beginning. So Lord forgive me, I'm hearing voices I can't ignore.
Okay, we are going to talk about this section, and this is one of the main reasons why I chose this song, because when you talk about, if we're decoding Slim Shady, Eminem, we have to talk about this pocket that he does. We have to talk about this pocket right here that he does. We've heard this before. Hate it or love it, because this is some shit where you either hate it or love it. It's either fuck that shit, I can't ride to that, I can't, he ain't talking about shit, he ain't, and at the same time, I can understand it, because it's not like it's just a cohesive message or purpose behind everything he's saying when he does this. But nobody does this like this. So there's a certain greatness to doing something that other people don't do. I'm not going to say this has never been done, but there's a certain greatness to doing something that people don't do. I'm going to run it back, and we're going to try to see what we pick up here.
Time to start throwing some shade, this time I'm shutting the blinds, cause when I'm looking at y'all, shit, it's the wondrous why I need a visor, cause y'all are just sons of my eyes.
Here we go.
Born a cynic in more than minute than an orphanage with a morgue up in it, next door to an abortion clinic. Newborn infants tortured and tormented with their foreheads did it when they drop, cause the floor is cemented. Their corpses get ornamented. The corner where the store's been rented to store them in, and the torsos of 40 women reported missing, distorted, twisted. This isn't no storybook ending, this is only the beginning. So Lord forgive me, I'm hearing voices I can't ignore them anymore. They're winning. I heard a voice in my head.
Now, there's two types of people in this world. There's people who will hear that and say, for one, what the fuck did he say? For two, why the fuck did he say it? For 3, did it make any sense? There's those people who will say that. And then there's those people who understand the complexity of putting words together and understanding that that's not the easiest thing to do, what he just did. When it comes to me personally, I kind of teeter on both sides with this topic. Some days I feel like, why the fuck is he just it's just rambling, it's just mindless rambling. Other days, like today, I'll sit and actually look. That's why I put the lyrics up, to visualize so I can read along and imagine trying to write that. So I'm kind of on the fence about this topic. I want y'all in the comments to get back at me. I want to listen to this one more time. That last part.
Born a cynic and more demented than an orphanage with a morgue up in it next door to an abortion clinic. Newborn infants tortured and tormented with their foreheads did it when they drop cause the floor cemented. Their corpses get ornamented. The corner where the store's been. It's based off of his first few words, basically. All of this. He said he's born a cynic. So from there, he can go into a bunch of fucking debauchery and just like deep, dark sentiments from that statement. And that's basically what he does after saying born a cynic. Born a cynic, tormented with bodies on ornaments and like he just goes into a deep, like dark horror story type scene. If you're visualizing all this shit he's saying, he just goes into a deep dark October 31st scene. That's basically what the fuck all of this shit is. And like I said, on some days I'll hear this shit and be like, what the fuck? It's not Halloween. Why are you talking about? Then on other days I'll be like, well, goddamn, this shit is like, how the fuck did you even think of this shit? Let's listen one more time. Hit that like button for hip hop. We almost done. Born a cynic and more demented than an orphanage with a morgue up in it next door to an abortion clinic. Newborn infants tortured and tormented with their foreheads did it when they drop cause the floor cemented. Their corpses get ornamented. The corner where the store's been rented to store them in. And the torsos of 40 women reported missing, distorted, twisted. This isn't no storybook ending. This is only the beginning. So Lord forgive me, I'm hearing voices I can't ignore them anymore. They're winning.
God. He's possessed. He's possessed. Now, I don't know if it's by the devil or if it's by the English dictionary, but Eminem is possessed. Let me go ahead and get up out of here, man. I want to hear what y'all got to say in the comment sections about this last part. For those people that's still watching, man, salute. Hit that like button for hip hop. One time.